Good morning, Vallejo, the Bay, and beyond. This is Highly Capable. You are listening to OzCat Radio 89.5 FM KZCT Vallejo. Coming up, Dubs stack some dubs, take a couple L's. Niners on a roll, 3 dubs in a row till they go to Seattle. Now they're 6-6. Playoffs? Playoffs? Let's discuss this and more on Highly Capable. I love this beat. I love letting it ride out. She never seen a Sav and Tim's push a S5 sitting on some Dav and rims. Boy, what you know about she never seen off that Genie of the Lamp? You are on 89.5 FM. Got a few things to talk about today. Sports, non-sports, and it's the holidays. It's December. Here we are, 12/6. Cheese and fries, Batman. It's December 6th already. 2020 was about a decade long, and 2021 seemed about 6 months. Make it make sense. It's rough. December 6th, that also means we are 15 days away from December 21st. That's my 40th birthday. I turned 40 December 21st, and I gotta be honest with you, it's kind of a mind trip. It's kind of messing with me a little bit. One, never quite thought in my younger day I'd see 40. Yeah, so it's kind of it's a big milestone. I think it's a milestone birthday in general for most people. You know, your 20s are fun, your 30s are adulting, and into 40s you're supposed to kind of have your stuff together. Ouch, kind of dropped the ball on that one. But here we are, 15 days away from 40. Yeah, it's a big birthday. 39 was big. Did not go how I wanted to, but picked up the pieces, and here we are in my 39th year, on a crazy weight loss mission, down 85 pounds, smallest I've been since I was 21. Not too shabby there. Had some blood work done, which is very responsible of me. If you know me, that's not the average thing that I would do. It's not normal. Everything came back nice and normal, which was good. Yeah, and kind of a somber note, my father passed away in 2012, and he was 49. So that also was weighing a bit on this going into my 40s decade. I don't foresee that happening for me, but we had Thanksgiving. I haven't been on the show for a little while. Go back to Thanksgiving break. It was pretty good. I got to see my daughter, spend some time. We went to a movie. She's really getting into baseball. We went to a couple games last season. She's of that age. She'll be 7 in 10 days. And she's at that age where she wants to learn more about the game. And that's awesome to me. We sit and I go over rules, and now she's wanting to learn how to play the game. So Daddy Coach has been out there with her. To be honest, I'm kind of surprised at my patience these days. That probably comes with old age. But she's really naturally talented. She's got some skills, natural ability, which you're welcome from my side of the family. My grandfather, my grandmothers, like everybody played sports. All my aunts, everybody. My dad, me, we're all fairly gifted athletically. And you can see it in my daughter. She can already hit, some pitches. She's ambidextrous, so she's learning to throw left and right. She seems comfortable hitting right, so I don't know if we'll switch hit. But we worked on base running, positions. She working on her throwing. She's got a little pop in her arm. She seems like maybe more of a natural lefty than a righty, so we'll keep an eye on that. But yeah, I'm buying her some new sports equipment for this Christmas. We've had stuff from my son's age that we've been practicing with, and so it's one of those things where I'm thoroughly enjoying this. I think it's fantastic, and she's having so much fun. She looks forward to it. She lets me know what she'd like to work on, which I think is very responsible and mature of her, especially at her age. You know, things that she knows that she needs to do and wants to do, and she gives maximum effort and concentration. She doesn't, goof around, for the most part. Yeah, she's still a kid, but I really thoroughly enjoy how serious she takes it, and also for as serious as she takes it, for being a 6, almost 7 year old, she has a lot of fun in being serious, and you just can't really. I don't know if I can appreciate that enough, even as much as I do appreciate it. Her and I got to go to the movies. Saw Encanto, new Disney movie out. Really good. Really enjoyed it. We went to a 10:30 showing though in the morning, which was not bad. Like, we're not morning people, her and I, but we couldn't eat as much popcorn as we normally do. We're popcorn killers, and yeah, we kind of both got stomach aches, and we were kind of out for the count for the rest of the day. Anyway, that was my Thanksgiving break off of work. I was off work for a week. It's a little tough, but it is what it is. Just chalk that up to the tough trials and tribulations that is life here recently. So we got sports here in the Bay Area to kind of distract us from those tough moments in our lives. But sometimes they can make those moments, those tough times, even tougher. You a ride or die fan? Are you casual? It's okay to be a casual fan, to not live and die with your team. That actually, sometimes I think that could be better. I think being a casual fan sometimes might just be the way to go. I'm not built that way. I don't think I could ever do that. But I could see how it works. I could see how it works for some people. I could see the benefits of being a casual. If casual gets thrown around on Twitter, by the way, hit me up, Babsports, BABBSPORTS. Casual gets thrown around as an insult in those Twitter streets. And, it is what it is. I definitely fantasize and kind of daydream sometimes about being a casual fan. Would my life be better? Would there be less stress? Maybe. If you're a 49er fan and you're a casual fan, I wonder what you think right now. You're just like, meh, hum, is what it is. If you're a serious diehard, FTTB, hashtag it, faithful to the Bay, faithful ride or die, that's my team. I go back to Candlestick and the Days and Joe Montana, Steve Young, Jeff Garcia, blah blah blah, go on and on. Those are the folks that got so much to say every Monday after every game, win or lose. Everybody's got an opinion. Everybody's loud. I'm kind of just over it, to be completely 100% honest with you. The tweets in all caps, the sports talk radio in all caps, and it's going to be a bit much. So I'm not going to go all caps today. I'm not going to also be a Debbie Downer, but I'm not also going to be hype man either. There's a lot of things that to take away from the 49ers game yesterday up in Seattle. There's a lot of things to take away from the game last week against the Vikings. There's a lot to take away from this season in general as the Niners sit at 6-6. But I've been less fringy, right? I've been less casual, ho-hum, let everything slide. I've been less scream at the top of my lungs, what are they doing, blah, blah, blah. I'm somewhere kind of moderate. I'm in the middle. Call me independent of those two sides, right? I understand the game way more, and I understand what's going on a lot more than a casual fan. But I'm also understand the game a lot more and understand what's going a lot more than the rabid faithful fan that's always got something to say Mondays, right? So I'm somewhere in between. I don't get too high, I don't get too low. But that's not to say I'm not emotionally invested in my teams. I just have a bit of sensibility, a bit of common sense to what's going on. I often feel like, and I'm not alone in this, those who speak the loudest have the least to say. Those who speak with such confidence in are absolute in their opinions and their takes often don't understand what they're talking about. For example, the Trey Lance should start week 1. Put the rookie in there. Jimmy's cooked. Blah, blah, blah at the beginning of the year. Okay. Trey Lance wasn't ready. The coach told you that. People this morning want to say Trey Lance outplayed Jimmy in the preseason. No, he didn't. No, he didn't at all. And Kyle Shanahan told you he didn't. When he said, Jimmy G is the starter. Jimmy's getting run with the first team in practice and in training camp and in preseason. Trey Lance was getting run with the second team on the second string defense, going up against practice squad guys that didn't even make the 53. Trey Lance did not outplay Jimmy G in the preseason or in training camp. But I heard that this morning. 2 knuckleheads that went to the first training camp practice and swore Jimmy G was Joe Montana coming out of the draft. Excuse me, not Jimmy G. Trey Lance was Joe Montana. Come on. He's a rook. Everybody wants to cry for Mac Jones. And this brings me to that section of the fan base, right? The very vocal ones. And I feel like the outliers on both sides of the spectrum are the more vocal, right? Maybe not on the casual side, but definitely on the rabid fan base side. And for a fan base that calls themselves faithful, not a lot of faith anywhere to be found, right? Like, look up the definition before you scream it. People out there have it tattooed. I've seen that. Hashtag FTTB, faithful to the Bay. Be faithful to your team too. I'm not saying this team is above criticism, but be a little bit more calculated in your criticism. Understand what you're seeing before you criticize. Otherwise, do what I've told you before. Get that resume in shape. Get out there since you want to call for everybody's job. Get that resume going and go apply. You think you could do better. But deep in your heart, you know you can't. So you're just complaining without proposing a solution. That's called whining. Shout out Roosevelt. It's one of my favorite quotes. It's the footer on my email. Complaining about a problem without proposing a solution is called whining. So just keep whining. Don't have any solutions to these problems. Kyle Shanahan is a bad play caller. Really? But they didn't execute on the field. Well, which is it? Is he a bad play caller, or do the players on the field not execute his plays the way that he drew them up? Kyle Shanahan, this is his team. John Lynch doesn't make any decisions or doesn't have any say. Kyle has complete control over the roster. Pause. Kyle wanted Mac Jones. He never wanted Trey Lance. Kyle didn't want Jimmy. He wanted Kirk Cousins. You can't have it both ways. Make up your mind. Either Kyle has complete reign over the roster or he doesn't. I'm in the camp that he doesn't. This is a collaborative effort. Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch, you can throw Parag Marathe in there if you want, since he draws up these contracts, which have been very good. He's not a bad contract writer, period. Parag Marathe is a genius that other CFOs model their contract writing after Parag, because he gets outs in here and there. There's incentives that he'll put in so to get the most production out of players, which I think is incredibly intelligent, because if you're incentivized, you tend to work harder. Facts. Hashtag it. But it's a collaborative effort. Period. They all have a say. Is it equal? That part? I'm not sure. Maybe Kyle's say carries a little bit more weight since he is the head coach. Maybe. But we don't know that. And Kyle was just extended his contract. So all of you saying hot seat or, want to trash him for his play calling, is he perfect? No. Is any coach? No. Are there things during the game that I would have liked to see done differently? Yes. We'll get more into that later. But I'm not going to second guess, and I'm not going to criticize him, because we've seen what he can do when his team is firing on all cylinders. They go to the Super Bowl. This team has not been firing on all cylinders all season. It's been highly inconsistent in all phases of the game. If you want to go offense, you want to go special teams, you want to go defense, there's been issues all over the field for this team and up and down the sideline. Intelligent people give reasons for things that happen because they understand what's going on. Folks that don't get it or don't understand look at those reasons as excuses and complain about them. Those aren't excuses. Things all happen for a reason. Everybody out there knows that quote. Things happen for a reason. Giving those reasons is not an excuse for why those things happened. Now, if you're wrong and you give a reason for why you're wrong, that could be seen as an excuse. So if you're wrong about your sports takes on a consistent basis, and then you turn around and say you're reacting to new information, that is an excuse, because you didn't understand what you were seeing in the first place. So there's a lot of these Monday morning QBs, Monday morning GMs, Monday morning you act like you've got a sports radio talk show, but you don't, so you take it to Twitter because you feel like your voice needs to be heard, but your voice doesn't need to be heard because your voice isn't educated, and then you make all these stupid comments. I see a lot of fake outrage there out there amongst sports fans. You take the corner piece of a puzzle that you want to yell and scream at. Why? That's not the whole puzzle. That's not the whole picture. That's not the whole anything. You're complaining about one fraction of the pie that really is insignificant. We're going to go into this 49ers game. We're going to break it down in two halves because it really was a tale of two halves. First half, not too shabby. Mistakes were made. Mistakes were made on both sides. It was a really rough game for both teams. I mean, I almost wish it would have just ended in a tie because I don't think either team played well enough to win or deserve a win. So we're going to talk about that. We're also going to touch on the dubs. Warriors 19-4. Took a couple L's last week. We'll watch them get back, right? One of those L's was a little bit of a trap game. The other was against a really good team. Are the Dubs a really good team? I think so. But why don't we take a little break here, a step away. We are, it's not officially the first day of winter yet, since that comes in 15 days on my birthday. But it's looking real winter-ish outside. So what we're going to do is we're going to send you off with a little bit of rain.